Boom shakalaka, Bitcoin triple bottom eyeing breakout. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the reasons for and against a Bitcoin breakout. You definitely want to stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at this Bitcoin triple bottom forming right here. Bottom 1, bottom 2, bottom 3, and why this is bound to break out sometime soon, where these levels you need to keep an eye on are, and what specifically is going on behind the scenes. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Come join us over on Twitter at @TheCryptoLove. Push the like button. Let's get into it today. Fear and Greed Index 24, pretty much the highest we've been in months. This feels good. The entire market up 4% today. Bitcoin itself up 3.6% today at 21,353. Ethereum at 1353, up almost 12% today. BNB up at 252. XRP at 35 cents. Cardano 45 cents. Solana $40, and Dogecoin 6 cents. And if you want to know the top coins today based on artificial intelligence and machine learning, they would be Polygon, Sandbox, Uniswap, and Quant. And if you want to check out token metrics for yourself, there is a 1-week free trial down in the description, and you can access research, which is where they have the code reviews, which is how they pick out the 100x cryptocurrencies during the bear market. Now is the time to find the hidden gems. Now, the big news recently for Bitcoin is this triple bottom. We have bottom 1, we have bottom 2, and we have bottom 3. Now, generally, when they pass a confirmation point, which is right here, basically at the 200 weekly moving average, this yellow line, today around $22,500, well, that's pretty good, because if we look at this from Thomas Bukowski, he says that triple bottoms are somewhat rare chart patterns. That makes sense because 3 bottoms seldom line up like soldiers in attention. They have a reasonable break-even failure rate and a decent average rise, giving them a solid performance rank. Now, historically, triple bottoms look like this: bottom 1, bottom 2, bottom 3, and you want to buy once you pass the confirmation point, which is the higher of the points in between the bottoms, which would be right here. And once we break there, what could possibly happen, we could break it and then come back down, retest it, and then take off. But either way, that could be good, and you definitely want to keep your eye around this $22,500 level, because if Bitcoin breaks there, price could be headed up higher. However, if we get rejected from there, because you can see where we are right now at about $21,500, we have this multi-year support / resistance band that could potentially be resistance. We have the top of this wedge that we're in that could be resistance right about $22,200. And then we have the 200 weekly moving average. So there's a few resistances we need to move through before we get to the levels where we could see blast off zone. Now, that being said, there are a lot of reasons suggesting the bottom may already be in. Like if we take a look at capitulation events, these capitulation events generally are very, very large bottoms. And we can see historically we've had 5 very significant capitulation events in the past few years. This one could likely be a local bottom, if not a all-time bottom. Not only that, but Bitcoin just recently broke this parabolic curve pattern to the downside. Once you break the parabola, breaking through it, well, that's the buy point as opposed to the sell point when it is a bullish parabola. However, that being said, a lot of people are very bearish right now. 60% think that Bitcoin is more likely to hit $10,000 than $30,000. And they have good reasons, because there are some models that suggest the price could go lower. Like this one, the 200-day EMA floor. Most of the time, Bitcoin finds support at 45% below this green line, 45% below the 200-day EMA. But sometimes it goes all the way down to 60% below the 200-day EMA. Right now, that is at $13,631. Not only that, but On-Chain College echoing that, saying the Delta price is currently $14,333. This is an area that Bitcoin price has bounced off of a couple times. So you can see roughly around $14,000, there are support levels that Bitcoin could potentially go down to. However, if we take a look overall, supposing we didn't get wicked off back here in April of 2021, well, the top would have been much higher, roughly around $130,000. And taking from that top to where we are right now, we're in ideal bottom territory. As a matter of fact, based on the non-wick off top, we have actually had deeper losses this bear market than previous bear markets. And if we take a look right now at the 3-week Chaikin money flow, you can see that historically back in 2018, When it was close to zero, guess what? That was right before the price blasted off. And then we had again where it was very close to zero. Guess what? That was right before price blasted off. And once again, we have it chopping around zero, potentially right before price blasts off. This could be the very beginning, because if we take a look at the directional movement index, this often suggests reversal levels. When it's up here on the top, all these green points were basically bottoms where the price reversed to the top, and all these points down here on the bottom were tops where the price reversed back down. Well, we just recently had a directional movement index suggesting that the price is bound to go up. Not only that, if we take a look at the spread from the 200-day EMA Z-score, we could see it in territory that has historically picked out every single bottom we have seen. This has happened 4 times before, so there's a 5 out of 6 chance it'll pick it this time as well. I think the one big indicator that could cause the market to go up or the market to go down would be the Fed. Everybody is waiting to see what happens with the CPI numbers, with inflation numbers, what the Fed's going to do with the money. And should they start quantitative easing once again, I know it seems like it may not happen, but should this happen once again, that could send Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies astronomical. Because if we take a look at the Fed pivot indicator, so frankly, it's showing we have arrived already right here. We are at the point where the Fed would usually halt rate hikes and begin easing again. As they gear up in a couple of weeks, they would be knowingly blowing up the system if they don't. So historically, we can see this is a sideways megaphone with these blue lines right here. When we get towards the top, guess what? The hike cycles end, and then we have some quantitative easing. Happens again and again and again. And sometimes it's up there for a prolonged period of time, so it may be light tightening for a prolonged period of time, but eventually the easing would have to happen unless they would be knowingly blowing up the system. So that could be the camel that breaks the straw's back, or vice versa, the straw that breaks the camel's back. They could send Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies intergalactically, with this being the triple bottom. That's all for today's episode. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.